Welcome back to another episode of the Roblox Studio Tutorials. I'll show you how I made a custom name tag system that you yourself can use in your game today. Let's begin. We're in Roblox Studio, and first off, what we're going to do is head into server script service, and we're going to create a new script. We're going to call the script name tag controller. And within the script, we're going to just lay out some variables to get rid of that print hello world because we won't need it. 1 second. I've laid out all the variables, and real quick, let me run you through them. So first we have the services, the players, and the replicated storage. Below that, we have the folders that are in replicated storage, the modules, name tag module, and the return player device remote function. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's head out of the script and create those two things in replicated storage. So first, we're going to create a folder. We're going to name this remote. We're going to create another folder. We're going to name this modules. So I'm going to create a new remote function, and we're going to name this return player device. Now, we're going to head back into the script. Okay, so I've just finished coding up the script. Let's first head down to this player added. Here we have when the player is added, we run a function waiting for the player character to be added. Then once the player's character is added, we call this function, or not event, we call it function. And this is the function up here. We create the name tag, which is going to be in the name tag module, get the player's device image. We'll talk about this a little later on, but let's go and create this name tag module real quick. So let's head out of this script. Let's head into modules and let's create a new module script and call this name tag. And in this name tag module, we're going to lay out a couple of variables that we always do when we create a script. So let's do that real quick. All right, here we are. We have the stat that is going to be the stat you would like to display on the player's name tag, and we have the icons for all the different devices. This just pretty much tells the other players what device that player is currently on. Alongside that create function that we just created down here, we also have some variables up here that makes this system customizable. So let's head into this function and let's go through it line by line. So pretty much what this is doing, this name tags enabled, is we have a variable up here which checks is it true or false. So if you want the name tags to be enabled or disabled, you can easily disable them by setting this value to false. And then down here in this properties section, we go through all of these and we check if the show player username is true. We check if show icons is true. Player has a premium membership, then we enable the premium icon. And if the player is a member of a group, which you can set it here. Currently, I have it set to my Farzone Studios group ID. Down here, we have the show health. If the player enables the show health info, then it shows the player's HP on the name tag. Yeah, this is pretty much this script. I head into start player scripts, and within start player scripts, we're going to make a new local script, and we're going to call this return player device. Here we are. I just went ahead and coded this up. We have all the variables that we're going to need. The server script invokes the client, and then this client catches that invoke and returns back which device the player is currently on. Now we have all the functionality in place, but we don't have the name tag made. Let's do that. We're going to head into this module, create a new folder, and we'll call this tags. This is where we're going to store our name tag. Also, before I forget, we had this stat value here. So here in this script, under name tag controller, we have a stat script, insert this leader stats and load a value into all the players. Here in this leader stats folder, we have the level. So this name tag is quite customizable. You can remove the health frame, remove the list, you can remove the icons, and it's just the player's name. Now that we've added this name tag into the tags folder, it's all done. Let's go ahead and test out the name tag system that we just made. There we go. Name tag system is up and working. If you want to see how I made that dialog system, check out the link in the description or click the card on the screen.